What's up, ladies and gentlemen? We are right back at it once again. Unfortunately, the homie had an emergency, so we couldn't do the stream on the other channel, but that's all right. I'm back live with another banger. Y'all hit that like button. Ooh, it's a little cloudy. Hold on. Let me make sure. Is that me? Yeah, it is. Let me switch it to 1080p. All right, we're good now. But yes, man, we are back, and I decided, hey, man, I was gonna save this one, but I said, let me go ahead and drop it now. Tua Tagovailoa, okay, his 2021 projection. This is how good he'll be. Okay, so I got two projections for you. I have the projection from Tua that's going to solidify that he's our franchise quarterback, and I have the projection for Tua where he can no longer be our franchise quarterback. Okay. We're going to go over both of them. We're going to go over both of those and we're going to talk about it. And y'all know when we get into projections, you know, I know I'm going to get a lot of people. This dude is crazy to think this guy can do this or he can't do that. We're going to get into it all. All right. But I'm excited about this year. I'm like trying this new thing of like buying into Tua. I mean, I would have never even bought in if I hadn't saw those practices live, but it gave me enough to feel really good about them. All right. TDU cloudy again. You need to go to your settings on your screen and make sure you switch it to 1080p because I'm clear as can be in 1080p now. At first, it started out in 480. I don't know why, but just go to the corner of your screen and switch it to 1080p, and I should look a whole lot better. You know, you got to deal with these looks anyway, but, you know, I try. You know, it is what it is. You know, humility at its finest. But anyway, man, let's go, man. Let's dive in. We're going to talk about Tua Tagovailoa's projections for 2021, what I think he's actually going to have. I know I've shot off some numbers to y'all before and said, you know, he going to have this, he going to have that. But after actually sitting down and thinking about it, I came up with a whole different, it's different from what I had before. Because I'm optimistic. I actually got to see him live, man. I got to see Tua live, and I'm very optimistic. Don't beat me up. But let me say this. I just think that the kid's going to have a good season. I'm hoping he had better than any of us even think, but I'm just feeling like the haters are going to bother me all year and say, I told you so. And I'm going to be so happy about it. That's how I'm starting to feel. The haters are going to be like, see, I told you, don't be trying to switch sides now. And I'm truly believing that. This ain't for show, ladies and gentlemen, because I don't play those games. I tell you how I see it. It is what it is. But I'm starting to feel like he's really going to give us something special this year. Now, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, okay? All right? TD bipolar, y'all. Listen, man, some people struggle with bipolar disorder for real. So, you know, we don't want to take that lightly. All right. But anyway, you call me what you want. I'm just calling how I see it. Let's talk about it. All right, y'all. Let's dive in. So, first of all, I want y'all to put in the comment section. What is the ceiling for Tua Tagovailoa throwing touchdowns this year? Now, remember, there's 17 games now. There are 17 games now. What is your ceiling for Tua Tagovailoa throwing touchdowns this year? Keep it strict. Keep it real, okay? I want some of y'all real projections. All right? How many touchdowns will Tua throw this year? I don't want no pluses or minus. You got to give me a firm number. Firm number. Somebody said 10. Now, hey, you can easily identify the haters now. The two haters. Now, I did say ceiling, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't say how many. I said, what is his ceiling this year in touchdowns thrown? Ceiling. Okay. I see all of them in the 30s. And listen, it looks like the average, and I'm just going to try to just come up with a number in my head because it looks like everybody's averaging somewhere around 36. When I look at all the numbers, I'm feeling 36. I got him at 41. I got Tua at 41 touchdowns this year. I have Tua Tagovailoa throwing for 41 touchdowns this year, ladies and gentlemen. 41. And I believe he can do it. Let's break those numbers down so some of y'all don't freak out. It's only 2.4 touchdowns a game. Now, I know I said only. That ain't easy. But it's 2.4 touchdowns a game. Let's say you give Tua 2 touchdowns, right? That's 34 touchdowns in the year right there. If he scores 2 touchdowns a game, I mean, you should at least give him 2 touchdowns a game. At least you should give him 2 touchdowns a game, right? And I gave him 2.4 per game. That means all he has to do is throw 2 touchdowns every game and give me a half of a touchdown extra. No, give me 1 touchdown more every other game. 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3. And actually, he'll come up with almost 42 or 43 touchdowns, but 2.4 a game. That's all it is. Some of y'all might have him scoring 1 a game. 2, like, come on, y'all. If he can't put up, come on, 14 points a game for 2. Now, if we carry and we do that factor, it's pretty much somewhere like that equates to about he'd be responsible for at least 18 to 19 points a game. Ball Game said, "You're tripping, bro. No way he throws 41 touchdowns. LOL. Why? Is that like insane? Patrick Mahomes throws 50 in 16 games. We can't get 41 in 17 games? Like, is that really insane? We can't even clock our quarterback for 2 touchdowns a game? And I'm feeling like he's gonna have a special year. I feel like every week he's gonna give us a deep bomb for a touchdown on one of these deep threats. I feel like every week we're gonna get at least 1 end zone score from him throwing the ball. I mean, red zone. And then every other game, an extra one. I'm like shocked that is like insane to y'all. Like, really? Ball Game. 41 is insane. I'm crazy for thinking he could throw that much. Like, how much faith do y'all have into him? I understand we're going to run the ball, but we're going to get extra offensive possessions. 2 TDs a game is a really good season. I know, and I have him at 2.4. He's going to have a great season. Man, I can't believe y'all, man. All right, man, but I got him at 41 because I'm going to keep these and I can't believe y'all. I cannot believe y'all. I cannot believe y'all. I think that he can do it. I mean, I'm not even trying to be like pressurous and try to make it hard for him and trying to give him unrealistic expectations. So if he comes short, I can say something about it. No, I'm not trying to do that. I really, truly believe his ceiling. Now, remember, I said his ceiling. See, Ball Game, when you say that you're calling 35 touchdowns, my projection is only like another touchdown every 3 games. The projection that I'm giving is basically saying he will get 1 extra touchdown every 3 games. That's all it is. It's not far off. We'll see. We'll see. How many touchdowns he had last year? I don't remember, y'all. Tell me right now in the comment section, how many touchdowns did Tua have last year? Matter of fact, some of y'all be making stuff up. Let me look it up. Tua Stats. All right, let me see, man. How many touchdowns? So last year he had 11 in 9 games, and I like to say 8 games because he didn't play the whole game in all of them. He got no. He got to be way better this year. I ain't changing my stance, man. He's just I expect special out of this kid this year, and I think he can deliver that. I really do. I'm not gonna change my stance. I'm sorry. Hold on, y'all give me a second. I gotta go to the game log real quick. I gotta go to the game log. So touchdowns. New England and the Jets, which he came in at the last minute. So that don't really count. So New England was the only game he didn't have a touchdown. In all the other games, he threw at least one except New England. And 1, 2, 3 games, he threw 2. No, man, this kid's going to be just fine this year, man. He's going to be fine this year. Yeah, I'm sticking with it, 41. Now, give me his very bottom. What's the lowest amount of touchdowns that you think Tua can throw this year in 17 games? The lowest amount. I'm going to tell y'all now, I put all my lowest amounts kind of on par with what he did last year. Kind of on par with what he did last year. All his lowest amounts of touchdowns. I have him at 21. I have Tua throwing 21 touchdowns this year, and that's his lowest point. If the O-line is terrible and he plays the same way he did last year, I have 21 touchdowns. 21. All right? That's where I'm at with that. I don't see that happening whatsoever. I got him at 21 is the floor, and that's unacceptable. That's him out the door. And I got 41 his ceiling. And I'm going to be honest, anything over 32 would be sweet. Anything over 32 would be sweet. But I got him at 41. I don't care. I think he can do it. All these weapons, y'all. Come on, man. He should. Look. All right. Let's move on to interceptions, okay? This year, what is the least amount of interceptions that Tua throws this year? The least amount of interceptions that he throws. A good year for Tua from interceptions. How many interceptions will he get this year? Now, remember, he's supposed to open it up a little more. He's supposed to open it up a little more this year. He's going to throw the ball a lot more this year. So how many interceptions in a great season for Tua is he going to have? Oh, by the way, hit that like button, ladies and gentlemen. We got almost 300 people watching, but only 100 likes. Punch the like button now. Let's defeat YouTube, man. Dang, ball game. We spot on. That's my projection. 9. Ball game is the first one that hit my exact projection. I have him with a great season. If he has a great season, 9 interceptions. I have Tua throwing 9 interceptions this year with a great season. And that is really good. That is really, really good. Now, the flip side of that, if he throws those 21 touchdowns and has a horrible season, how many interceptions on a bad season for Tua? Where it's just not enough. Put your number in the comment section right now. Somebody said, I'm going to be mad if he don't throw at least 9. That's what I'm talking about. You better take them shots this year. What is the most amount of interceptions you think Tua will have this year? Some of y'all tough. Ivan Orr, 205 J Hill, Cash Tony, Ashara. You're just like me, man. I got 16. 16. I wanted to go 20, but he's very careful with the ball. So 16 wouldn't be a good look for him because that's almost 1 a game. And I'm going to be honest, it's unacceptable to expect a turnover a game. You cannot turn the ball over. One possession matters. I got you. I'm turning you up, bro. One possession matters. So 16 is not good. If he has 13, I'm fine with that. 14, I'm fine with it. 15, 16, not good. And anything over, yeah, this just ain't it. I don't see him throwing 20 either ball game. I wanted to start with 20, but I was like, I just don't see it. Even with him taking shots and chances. Because think about it. Even if he doubled last year's, that's only 10. And to go 16 is only a factor because he's going to take more shots. He's going to let it ride a lot more. All right. So 9 is the sweet spot. That's the beautiful. Imagine that, though, y'all. I want y'all to imagine that. Hit that like button. Imagine 41 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. Come on. Come on. Come on, y'all. 41 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. Come on. Come on. Imagine that. With this defense, oh, we going. We going. We going. Boy, oh boy. We going. That's MVP for sure. It actually ain't MVP, though. That's the crazy part about it. It's not MVP. I mean, it's just not MVP. Y'all do realize that, right? That's not MVP. That is really good, but it's not MVP. It's not MVP, y'all. Boy, oh boy. Man. TD, you better keep imagining. Yeah, you just keep hating. You'll see. Time will tell. 41-9. It's going to be tough, but I think he can. We'll see. Time will tell. I'm going to leave it at that. All right. All right. Next one. Completion percentage. What completion percentage can Tua achieve this year that'll have him balling out? What is his ceiling, ladies and gentlemen? Let's see if anybody matches me on this. Now, last year, Tua had a completion percentage of 64.14%. And he didn't do bad at all. What is his ceiling on completion percentage this year? Somebody says 72. Man, you are up there. 71s. I actually have it at 70. Somebody says 78. Y'all better stop that. 82. Y'all better stop. I have 70 flat. I have 70 flat. 70 flat, y'all. Just sip on them. And that is because I think his accuracy can get it done. The ball game, I didn't do QBR because you got passer rating and QBR. I didn't do those. I didn't project those. But we can ask. I'll ask it last. But what do you think that his bottom is? His bottom for completion percentage this year? Put it in the comment section. What is Tua Tagovailoa's very bottom when it comes to completion percentage this year? What do you think a bad season is for Tua, and he can't go no lower than this number? Wow, right away. Jamanson has my exact answer. 63% is his bottom. I don't see him having a completion percentage below 63. Again, last year he was 64.14, and that was with a few drops, without weapons. And this kid's been accurate in camp, y'all. I'm telling y'all. I mean, he's been very accurate in camp. That is his bottom. But I'm gonna tell y'all, 63 is unacceptable, though. He definitely needs to be above about 65 this year. He has to be above 65 this year. He cannot be down to 63. And 63 ain't, I'm gonna be honest, it's not terrible, y'all. But as accurate as he is, no, it's not gonna fly. It's not gonna fly. All right. All right, let's keep it going. Sacks. This is a good one. Sacks. How many sacks will Tua take this year if he's balling out? Because I know he's dependent on the O-line and running backs and, receivers to get separation and open. But quarterbacks still can throw the ball away, ladies and gentlemen. How many sacks if he balls out? If he plays great football in that pocket, how many times will he get sacked? How many times will Tua get sacked this year if he plays great? I think some people don't understand sacks. You talk about 10. No. Wow. Okay. I see y'all in the 20s. Y'all right there with me, but I have it at 20 flat. I just think he's so good in the pocket. I know we're talking about he holding on to the ball right now and stuff like that. But if he could just know when to throw the ball away, I'm telling you, 20 sacks. And that's phenomenal. That's phenomenal. Now, if he does bad this season, how many sacks will Tua get? Put it in the comment section. If it's not looking pretty at all, how many sacks will he get on him? Put it in the comment section right now. Hit that like button, y'all. Punch that like button. How many sacks do you have him getting if he doesn't play well? Somebody said 35. 45, 50. Lucky you. That's what I have. 50. People forget we've had multiple years of 60 plus. Do some of y'all know that? Tannehill had some years of 60s. We've had some really bad years. Y'all do understand some quarterbacks play good football and still get sacked 2 times, 3 times a game. Hope some of y'all understand that. Him playing great is 1 sack a game, 1.3 sacks a game. Him playing bad is like 3 sacks a game. And some quarterbacks get sacked 4 or 5 times in games. So 50 would be a terrible situation for us, all right? All right, 2 more stats we got to go over. Let's talk about fumbles. How many times will Tua fumble the ball this year if he balls out? How many fumbles will Tua have if he balls out this year? Put it in the comment section. How many fumbles will he have if he balls out? Five, 2. 2. 5, 4, 35, 5, 3, 6, 3, 0. I got 4, ladies and gentlemen. I have him fumbling the ball 4 times. Okay? That's pretty much once every 4 games. That could be a bad snap. That could be him running and let it go. That could be him getting hit. That's 1 every 4 games, pretty much. That's not bad at all. Some of y'all said 3. Okay. That's not bad. That's phenomenal. But I got 4. He can ball out and still get 4, and he's great. That's fine. But if he struggles this year, how many fumbles will he give up? How many fumbles will he give up? He only had 1 fumble last year, by the way, just so y'all know. He lost it, but he only had 1 fumble. But if he plays terrible this year, how many times do you have him fumbling? 7, 6, 3, 10, 8, 10, 7, 10, 10, 8, 11, 15, 9. There it goes. Ding, ding. I have him with 9. Ball game said 7. That's still bad. Fumbling don't happen often like that for quarterbacks, y'all. But just terrible play, 9. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. Last stat, well, we'll do QBR after this, but yards, the big kahuna. Yards. How many yards does Tua throw for if he balls out this year? Y'all got to give me your take. I already got mine. If he balls out this year now, it's a ball out. He's balling out. How many yards can he give it out? Remember, it's 17 games. 17 games, 10 million. Y'all need to stop that mess. Now, last year he had 1,814 yards. So basically he was on pace for somewhere around what? 3,100 last year. 42, 45, 43, 50, 45, 43, 4,000, 48, 51, 50, 41. Ooh, Ashara, you got the same thing as me. 4,600. I have Tua throwing for 4,600 yards this year. That is 270 yards a game. That ain't no easy task, ladies and gentlemen, but 270 yards a game. I could see it happening because I think that this team is built to get a lot of yak yards after the catch this year. Again, we got deep threats. I look for us to convert at least on 2 deep shots a game, which should, 50 yarders. That's an extra 100 right there. And I have him at 4,600 if he balls out. Now, what's his very bottom this year? How many yards can Tua get at the very least this year if he plays unacceptably? How many do y'all have this year for yards if he does not play well? Again, he had 1,800 last year. And remember, it's 17 games now. 17 games. This is the important one because I feel like it is a parameter. You cannot have less yards than this amount having all these weapons. What is that number for y'all? And some may say I'm being unfair, but my very bottom is 3,100. 3,100 yards divided by 17 is 182 yards a game. We got to have a quarterback getting at least 200 yards a game, y'all. I understand you could win games with the quarterback getting 175, 180, but I'm going to be honest, your quarterback got to be putting up 200 yards a game. At a bare minimum, he got to get 3,400 yards. And if he doesn't play well, that's around 3,100 for me, and that ain't acceptable in today's league with 17 games. And our run game isn't so superior to where he ain't going to be the guy. So listen, 31 is unacceptable. But he definitely has to throw for 3,400 or more yards. You got to average 200 yards a game. You got to be a threat to defenses. Because if you're not averaging over 200 yards a game, defenses will load the box and they will not respect you whatsoever. Period. Your run game got to be extremely elite to only throw for 175 yards a game and win a lot of games. And nobody can sit here and say that our run game is or will be elite. We don't know, but y'all get my point. Nobody can. Nobody can. They're definitely going to be looking for him to throw. And I think we're going to do it reverse. We're not going to run to open up the throw. We're going to throw to open up the run because that's just the dynamic that we're looking at. Period. And the last thing we want is for him to get hurt. I mean, we're not even going to talk about that. All right, another thing. QBR. I didn't want to do this one, but QBR, ladies and gentlemen. And some of y'all may not, some of y'all, see, that's why I don't want to do QBR. Don't worry about it because some of y'all will mistake it with passer rating. Quarterback rating, passer rating, they're different calculations. So, don't worry about it. I'll just put it like that. Okay. Unless y'all, I mean, we could do passer rating. Last year, he was at 87.1. His ceiling, I like to see him definitely about 94. I want to see him around 94, 90. But if he putting up 41 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, 70% completions, only sacked 20 times, fumbles only 4 times, and 4,600 yards, QBR going to be 99 plus. Easy. Easy. But the bottom, he cannot. I'll just put it like this. He can't be lower than he was last year because it wasn't bad. 87.1 for a rookie with no run game, O-line young, no weapons. 87.1 ain't bad. 87.1 ain't terrible. It ain't bad at all, but he can't be any lower than that this year. He cannot be any lower than what he was last year when it comes to passer rating. Not going to fly. Now, how many times does Tua throw the ball this year per game? That's an interesting one. I want to get y'all tape. How many times does he throw the ball this year per game? How many times? And just so you know, he had, I'm going to go ahead and calculate it for you, how many attempts he averaged last year. Because I'm going to remove the Jets game. Them at the end of this, that's not fair for him. And everything else will leave. And we'll divide it by the 9 games he did play. Because they got him with 10 games because they added the Jets. Last year, he attempted 32 passes a game. Last year, he attempted 32 passes a game. Now, okay, I got to be honest with y'all. I want him to attempt 34 per game this year. I want him to attempt 34 a game. Now, I know that's not much higher than it was last year, but let me tell y'all something. Last year, it's not going to be like that. Y'all got to understand, versus Buffalo, he threw the ball 58 times. That automatically, that one game deflated his numbers. And like, think about it. If you throw it 32 times a game and in that one game you threw it 28 more times and you only played 9 games, that's 3 more throws a game right there. So the truth is he really only averaged 29 a game last year. It's just that last game was so out of whack and we were so far behind that we just kept throwing the ball. So that's kind of why that was. The truth is we averaged about 29 a game last year. I want to see him throw the ball 34 times a game this year. 34. I think that's the sweet spot for him and the growth spot for him. I think so. And honestly, I wouldn't mind it getting as high as 36. Now, if he does that, now remember, last year he averaged yards per attempt was 6.2 yards per attempt. So I want y'all to take that. If we could get him to throw 35 times multiplied by the 6.22 per attempt, that's 217 yards a game. Times 17, he's throwing for 3,700 yards at that rate. But I want to see 35 times a game times an average of 9 yards per. With these weapons, I want to see 9 yards per. Not all that dinking and dunking last year. I want to see 9 per. That's 315 yards a game. Times 17. Oh, no, well, we ain't going to get that. That's 5,300 yards. So I guess to even it out, it's probably all you need him to do is get about 7.5 yards per. 35 times 7.5. Ooh, 35 times 7.5. That's 263 yards per game. Times 17. He throws for 4,460 yards. Hey, he can do it. He can do it. And he'll still hit the 4,100 yards if he throws for 7 yards per. 7.5 is a lot more realistic. I'm just looking at these weapons, man. We need to take shots down the field, not all that dinking and dunking. But 7 is fine. Literally. 35 times a game, 7 yards per, 245 yards a game times 17 games. That's 4,165 yards. I'm with that too. That's beautiful. And that's if he throws it 35 times a game, though, y'all. Now we are going to be a clock managing team too, so it just depends what these guys, Studsville and Gotti, what they gonna do. Are they gonna still keep trying to bludgeon the ball, run the ball? We have to, but what if it's not working? What if we're not doing it consistent enough? Are we gonna keep on going down that road? So it just depends on how they're gonna call it. I'm gonna be honest. I get jealous sometimes. You see all these teams that just open it up. Y'all notice that? It be teams that just straight up open it up. Like they ain't got a run play in the playbook, even though they run sometimes. Like when you look at Kansas City, they just throwing the ball, 3rd and 1, throwing the ball. I mean, of course they run sometimes, but I get jealous of those teams. They're so confident about their pass that they just letting it rip all day. And when I see that, I'll be like, man, why do we always have to be this conservative? I hope. Like we play with fear. Our play calling is fear-based. Our game plan is fear-based. I don't want to mess this up. No, put your foot on their neck and drive. Go. Yeah, you up by 2 touchdowns with 8 minutes left. Go up by 3. You know what I mean? And y'all done seen the Dolphins of the past. We be up by 2 touchdowns with 8 minutes left. We get conservative, punt the ball, they score. We get conservative, punt the ball, they score. Now it's 2 minutes left and we nervous as can be. Like, come on, man. Y'all, we done been through that so many times. We done been through that too many times. And we as nervous as we can be. Anyway, man, like I said, Tua ceiling this year, 41 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, 4,600 yards, 70% completion percentage, 20 sacks, and 4 fumbles. Tua not being on this team next year looks like 21 touchdowns, 16 interceptions, 63% completion, 50 sacks, 9 fumbles, 3,100 yards. You got to move on. You got to move on. If you only throw 21 touchdowns, 16 interceptions, 63 completion, 50 sacks, 9 fumbles, 3,100 yards, you got to move on. Because you about to slow walk this process into realizing that he probably ain't the guy if that's the case. But I'd rather bet on the latter, 41 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, 70 completion, 20 sacks, 4 fumbles, 4,600 yards. Because we going to the Super Bowl if you do it. And I think he can do it. Let's go, y'all. This TDPHINSTALK, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Don't forget, tonight at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, literally in about 45 minutes, we got the AFC East roundtable right here. Make sure that you show up because we going to talk our trash to those sorry Austin Bills and the Zach Wilson trashy Jets and the New England Patriots who dealing with all them injuries and just terrible anyway. Y'all show up at 9:30. I'm going live, and we're going to get at these boys, man. But I appreciate y'all coming through. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all support. I'll see y'all soon. About to go with the kids in bed, but about to go chill with the wife for about 15 minutes, and then I'll set up for the stream. I'll see y'all soon. Love you so much. Peace. I'm out.